I'm Milk, chosen few, and I'm chatting with Staxx.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Milk.
Field, and it was basically like they coned it off and had it do all the drills. I go out there and I killed it, and end up getting picked up, and then I played for 3 years. Played ball and indoor.
You
Uh,
get played? You get paid to do that?
yeah, wasn't much, but
Wow.
yeah.
But still, you get to do what you like to do, right?
Oh yeah, it was fun. It was definitely it was fun.
So where do you go from there? Where does your life go from there?
Um,
By this time in your life, do you ever ride a motorcycle?
no, honestly, I wasn't into bikes until uh I think oh 05, oh 06, oh 05, oh 06. So all of that stuff, football and everything, is like the 90s.
Yeah.
I don't get into bike. I've been in the lowriders. So I'm not in it now, but I've been a Royals Car Club was the only um
They wear
club.
jackets and things, right?
Yeah, varsity jackets, t-shirts, not vests, not like biker
Yeah, yeah.
stuff. But the high school varsity coats with the years of their car on them, and I think my plaque is around here. I still got it somewhere.
Yeah,
Um,
and they put the plaque on the back of the car,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's like this. The Royals look like the Kansas City Royals logo
Yeah,
with the
yep.
CC in it. Um, so uh, OJ, Big Dave. Um, a lot of them cats. Well, we used to have our meetings over on Charleston and Bruce. It's a taco spot now, but it was Wendy's for years. And for a long time, we used to have our meetings there every Saturday night. We'd have our meetings at that Wendy's. And a couple of the guys that were in the club at one time started riding bikes. So they would come down, and they actually were disciples. They were Sin City disciples. So they would come down on baggers and choppers. Um,
Yeah, but Sin City Disciples is from Detroit, isn't it?
they're out there, but Indiana, Gary is their hub, the Midwest, but Indiana is like
But
that's
they're
their
but
home.
they're out in Vegas.
Yeah, they were in Vegas at the time.
Yeah.
Um, uh, um,
Is that the first club you ever came in contact with in Vegas?
when it came to the motorcycle stuff, because of them, it was well. I didn't really. So when I got involved with them, they had just left the disciples and started Dahuru. So right when they started Dahuru, that's when Ox Ox would come by the meetings. He used to be in the car club, and he was like, "Man, we getting older. The low riders is for the bikes is where it's at." And I was like, "Man, I'm not getting on a motorcycle. I'm gonna get hit. Oh, I'm not. I need four doors around me or two. I need something around me. I'm not getting on." And he let me ride the bike. We went to Mount Charleston, and I had a blast. I was like, "Oh, I need to get a bike." So I remember I sold uh at the time my boy Snooky, Pimp Snooky, had gave me for my birthday, gave me a Buick Riviera, 22s, candy apple red, TVs, beats, the whole whoop. So I mean that was it was clean. Um but I wanted a bike. So I sold the car to buy a bike. Now I'm not knowing financing or even I'm new to the whole Harley thing, but I wanted to cash the bike out. So I go. There was a little dealership on Charleston, kind of close to Jones. but I ended up buying a Busa, and I bought the Busa because when I sat on it, it was comfortable. It felt big, like for me. I knew nothing. I knew nothing about that bike being fast production bike or nothing, or between Ninjas and Boosters to being the fastest bike at the time. None of that. It just, I knew that when I sat on it, it was comfortable and it was affordable. I could cash it out with 8,000 versus going to Harley. And I probably could have put a down payment and got onto a bike. But again, financing and everything, I had it like that. So I bought the Busa, and I show up at the clubhouse. They had this the clubhouse they got now, but at the time, it had used to be a store or something, and they bought the building, and there was there's a sewing spot next to it. Um, so they're gutting it and painting it, and so I show up on the Busa, and when I bought it, it was the stock two-tone silver and gray. The wheel was, the stock. I end up painting it soft minty green, chromed everything, lowered it, and stretched that rear tire out. But when I pull up on that Busa to Dahuru, it was like, oh, it's nice. Good bike. Yeah, we only take Harleys. But don't trip. Go see the nuts over there, self-inflicted nuts. And they had took over. So it used to be Sin City's clubhouse, which was over on Revere and H. And there was a bar kind of behind in front of it on the corner, but that was their clubhouse for a while. Self-inflicted nuts, sin is what they call them. You got to explain it because when you say sin, most people think of the disciples when you're in Vegas talking about sin. But when you talk about sin, it's the self-inflicted nuts. The gray vest guys, they wear the bulletproof vests that say sin on them. Uh, all sports bikes. So Fred, Mr. C, Ruger, Jay, rest in peace. Um, he's gonna kill me. Oh, Los, Mr. 49er. Um, Los that came in later, but at the time, Ruger, Mr. C, Fred. So I go over and see these guys, and Shonuff, rest in peace. Shonuff comes in later because he ends up coming to the chosen few with me. But um, uh, we go to the self-inflicted nuts, and then we're hitting. I'm learning the bike life, and at the time, I was under the assumption like sports bikes belong with sport bikes and Harleys ride with Harleys. So, but a lot of the protocol and the game I got came from Fred and them over at Sin. The way they teach their
So
guys when they come
you
in.
keep the bike, but you're riding with these guys with the sport bike, right?
No, no. So I show up to Dahuru and they won't let me in the club because I got the Busa. They was like, get a Harley and you can come on over.
Yeah.
But right now, they fuck with us. Go over to Sin, go see Fred, and and when you get a Harley, then you can come over. So for the longest, I mean, I went over, I joined Sin, I prospected, I did the thing,
How
and
long that take you? And did you know these people before you went over there?
no, I went over there strictly off of what Diesel and them from Dahuru, not Mr. C, Sino and Rich.
So you had
Sino
an
and
introduction. You had someone that
yeah,
knew
yeah,
them.
yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't just show up on their doorstep. I show up with them, uh, and then I learned bicycle etiquette, uh, motorcycle etiquette, and uh, so I did that for 3 years. I did that for 3 years, and then somewhere, so we used to hang out at Soul Brothers. I used to see them, and I mean, so when you see biker boys, when at the beginning of the movie, the way Black Knights come rolling in, and Fishburne's on the back of the truck. No one was on the back of the truck, but Soul Brothers, Heavy, Tommy, G. The list is too long, but they used to pull in like the Black Knights in that movie in Vegas. Soul Brothers would come in deep to the parks and everything. So it was like, and I remember telling Big Baby, I remember him saying, I told him one day, I said, man, I'm gonna be a Soul Brother. And I end up I end up selling my bike to buy my ex-wife's wedding ring. And then shortly before we got married, she had good credit. She financed me the Harley. So
But you're
my
still in
first,
this club, right? You're
I'm still
still
in
in.
still in sin.
Yep.
So I get this white street glide. Um, and so I'm still functioning and moving with the club, but I'm on Harley. And I kind of feel out of place. Like I'm the only one on a Harley, and all these guys are on sport bikes. We don't look uniform. It at the time it wasn't registering that, and I didn't learn later till I got to Chosen Few that it wasn't, it wasn't about it's two wheels. And now the Few is all American bikes, but at the time you could have anything. It was really about the camaraderie of two wheels, and that was the common denominator that brought us together, and the brotherhood that came with it. Wasn't about having an American bike or a crotch rocket. So I I don't know. I somehow I just felt out of place, or felt like I outgrew the club or something. So I started looking, and I was talking to C Note and Rich and them, Diesel, um, KT, a lot of Smoke, a lot of Fed, Smoke, um, Hammer. Um, and I ended up going over to Dahuru. Um,
Now, what do you do? Do you tell them, listen, I'm gonna go over here, and are they okay with it? And do they
yeah,
accept you with open arms? You got a prospect again?
I don't think I prospected for Dahuru. I think they patched me over. Um, I was a I was a road captain for Sin, and I don't remember prospecting, but I know that somewhere down the line I became vice president. Excuse me, because they had a split. So there was Vegas Dahuru and North Las Vegas Dahuru, and C Note and I were P and VP of the North Vegas guys. This was before they started the branch. They had already had LA, Los Angeles, but at that time we had just got Seattle. Um, that's where Richie Rich and them came in up in Seattle. Um, those were the three chapters. Um,
Now, that
I
club
don't
that
think
you
they
were a part of, is it a support club or anything? Do they have close ties with any other club?
Sin, the sport bike
Yeah.
guy,
No, the other one.
Dahuru.
Dahuru. Dahuru. Yeah.
Yeah. So Dahuru, actually, Huru was what it was, but because it was Huru, it was too short. So they put the DA on it and you got Dahuru, but it was Huru is a Swahili word. But now they got, I want to say it's their support club. They got um, they got a faction of them that are Huru riders, and I think they take sport bikes and anything. Um, so they went with the short version for them. Um, but at the time, no, it was just so Dahuru was not a support of anybody. It was the original disciples, the first 8 or 9 that left Sin City and started Dahuru. So when they left Sin City and started Dahuru, again, I'm gonna forget names, but you had Diesel, Nuts, Smoke, KT, Rich, C Note, um, Smiley, KT. Was a few of them, and they were their own guys. They had now Rich had relationships with 81s. Um,
Were they
they
a
used to
1% club?
no at that time no, but I heard they just put a diamond on recently. But at the time when I was in the club, no, they weren't. Just claimed outlaw, and um, Um, so I end up with them, and that's when. So it's like '08. So we used to go to Fresno for the halfway run, and the police used to really jam us up there. It's like they don't want you up there. So the police are really, everybody went there because it was a great time. All Northern Cali and Southern Cali meet in the middle, and the races and again, fancy bikes and stereos and all the women.
Would they pull you over a lot and things like
Oh
that? Like,
man, for anything and everything. Getting sideways or leaving the light too fast. A show of force or something. It was a ticket for if you took off from the light too fast. Yeah, they would mess with you. They give you tickets because no one's fighting them. It's cheaper to pay the ticket than to go back up there and,
yeah.
and fight it. Uh, so I get this idea, and I'm getting kind of known. So at this point, at that time, I had a pink my street glide. Now, it was my second bike because my first bike falls off a trailer, and that's why I was like, I'll never put my bike on a trailer again. Trailers are for boats. Uh, the bike my ex wife bought me. We were going to Street Vibrations up in Reno, and I had to work. So my guy was like, I'll just tow the bikes up. Y'all can fly up after you get off, and then I'm already off, and I had the time. I'll ride back with everybody. So okay, so I follow him to the house. Again, I'm still new to motorcycles and stuff, so I'm not knowing half the stuff a quarter of the stuff I know now. But we get to his house, and he lives on this incline street. So he's got a U-Haul trailer, but it's the big one. You can put two bikes in it. I guess the 6-foot trailer. So when we get to the house, he parks. He was like, "Just I'm gonna put the tailgate down. Just ride up in there. We'll lock it in, and then you can go. I'll put mine on later, and then we're good." Again, this is your trailer. I'm assuming that you know what you're doing. You got everything hooked up. So he drops the tailgate. I ride up in the trailer and I feel it like oh shit. And all of a sudden the houses are starting to. I'm like, yo, this shit's moving. So now I got the bike on one
Wait,
hand. I'm holding
the trailer's not hooked to the car. The
the he put the brakes. That's what he did. He put the brakes on the trailer because there's a brake lever, and he had the thing down, but it wasn't hooked to the truck. So his goofy ass is like, yeah, it's good. And I was like, yo, so everything's good. He was like, oh, it's good. Ride up in it. So I ride up in the trailer. Oh, but it's happened so quick that I like it was a flash of, but this I want to say a good 8, 9 houses up the hill. This trailer is going straight down this hill. The street curves and then it goes in, and then it's the gated community. So you come in the gate to his house complex. So as I'm rolling backwards, I got I'm I feel like I got the bike, like I'm finna come out of this unscathed. I'm holding the rail so the bike don't go nowhere. And as it's moving and everything, I hit the curb because I'm thinking, oh, I'm finna go up in somebody's house. It hits the curb and turns me. I
so
continue
wait,
down the street.
you're in the trailer.
I'm in the trailer on my bike, I'm holding the rail. I got the one hand on the handlebar, one hand on the trailer, and my feet are planted. And I'm not knowing how much damage the bike is taking. I really felt like I thought I had it secure because I never fell over on the bike, but I'm getting bobbled around. Hit the curb, continue on down. The funniest I'll never forget this lady's face. It was one of those like egg-shaped vans. I think that's a Toyota that makes those the old egg-looking vans. she's right there, and her face was